Hi, I'm Claudia Brown Coulter with Pivotal Peace. I am the go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs, and I'm also a legal document assistant, LDA, based in the greater Los Angeles area. This is Q&A Wednesday, and today's question is, what are the grounds for divorce in California? Let's go for it. So California is no fault. This is a no fault state, and so your grounds for divorce are irreconcilable differences. So this means that the marriage is broken down beyond repair and there's no hope for reconciliation. This is done. We ain't coming back from this. Okay. Or incurable insanity. Somebody is insane and there is medical testimony and witnesses. That's not necessarily easy to prove. So, fault-based grounds in California. Do you know that some states have grounds for divorce that are fault-based? There are no fault-based grounds for divorce in California. Now, time for my soapbox. There are some people that think the decline of this country is because of no-fault divorce. Really? Oh, it just makes it too easy to get divorced. There's no fault. Listen, I've not met anyone who got married thinking that they were going to get a divorce or is looking at a divorce flippantly. Well, I'm just going to divorce you. Oh, it's so easy. It is not. It is so much easier to get married than it is to get a divorce, even if it's a no-fault divorce. No-fault divorce means I don't have to run around and prove that you cheated. You don't have to run around and prove that I cheated. We can just be done. I don't have to produce proof to the court of those grounds for divorce. I don't have to do that. And this creates more privacy in your divorce. So please, 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 please stop saying, oh, it's just no fault makes it so easy to get divorced. No, it is so dang darn complicated to get divorced. If it wasn't complicated, would I be making all these videos to help people figure out how the heck to get divorced? No. So stop. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. Let's briefly talk about annulments. Sometimes people want an annulment because they're embarrassed. You can be married for one day and maybe even not even consummate the marriage, but it would not qualify for an annulment. So an annulment is really hard to get. And when you get your marriage annulled, it's null and void, as if it never happened. So here are some grounds. You definitely gonna need some legal advice if you decide, oh, I want to get an annulment. So here are some grounds, because there are grounds for annulment: fraud, bigamy, an underage marriage without parental consent, incest, an unsound mind, force, physical incapacity. These are all pretty serious issues, okay? You can get annulled. I do want to know one lady who got divorced and then got married and didn't know that the person she was with for a year hadn't actually finalized their divorce. That's bigamy. She needed to get that annulled. Right? He was married to two people at once. Okay. So, what are some things? Like, listen. Most people are going to pick irreconcilable differences. There is not a grounds for divorce in this country. In this state. Irreconcilable differences. It keeps it private. And the thing is that because this is a no-fault state, it's not going to necessarily have any impact on your children, of how you divide your parenting timeshare of your children, of how you divide your assets and debts. Now, if somebody's been cheating and spending money on this other person, money that belonged to the community, then you may have an argument of recouping half of that money, because you're half of the community, that was spent on an extramarital affair that should have been saved for the community. You might be able to recoup that. That's something important to bring up, especially as you negotiate with your spouse. But for the most part, it's not like you had an affair, you don't get the kids. That's not going to happen. And should it happen? Maybe they're horrible parents. And here's the thing. Sometimes people say to me, oh, they were a horrible spouse, but they were a good parent. I think that those things go hand in hand. I think in order to be a good parent, you also have to be a good spouse. But after this divorce has been finalized, what happens a lot is that that not great spouse and not so good parent, they're forced to step up to the plate and they become a good parent. They grow into it. So maybe they weren't a great spouse and maybe they weren't a great parent. You would know, you see it, but it doesn't mean they won't be. Be prepared to be amazed. They will change. Okay? Fingers crossed, they are going to change. So you're going to just click irreconcilable differences and follow the regular divorce process. If you have anything else like insanity, that's going to be a different kind of animal. You're going to need some legal advice. If you need an annulment, you're going to need some legal advice. You're going to want to talk to an attorney. Or, you could also go talk to the people at the self-help desk. Yes, let me say that. You don't have to talk to an attorney, but you might want to consider that. Okay, that is it. There are no grounds for divorce in California. If you want a divorce, you can get a divorce. But I know that you are not approaching this divorce flippantly. I know. Have a good day.